Hey, welcome to Trending on Shaw. My name is Phoenix, and no, this is not Kate. In fact,
it could be an April Fool's joke. I am Kate morphed into
funny,
somebody else.
Jeannette Rocher, who is actually part of our Lethbridge affiliate. Is that true?
I think it's true. Even today.
You're joining us today and for tomorrow.
Yes.
You even got your nails done today.
Yesterday, last night. Special occasion. I'm like, I gotta get my nails done.
I have something for you because it's your first day.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Because one of the things, I hope you don't mind, I got you some gummies.
You read my profile or my bio.
Yeah. So I know you like gummy bears, but I got you Lifesaver gummies.
That's perfect.
So we can share with our panelists.
Okay.
Okay, let's introduce our panelists this morning too.
We'll be on a sugar high this morning.
Well, yeah, why not? Let's have some fun, right?
Let's do it.
Our panelists this morning are so intertwined with each other. Let's explain. Karen Whiteman, who's the executive connector with SVP, which stands for
Partners.
Do we know what that means?
I don't know, do we?
We're going to find out. We're going to find out in a few minutes. Andrew Fung, who I've known for many, many years.
Yes.
Of course, you've been part of the Youth of Distinction Awards.
That's right.
Putting that together and all the great young entrepreneurs or young spirits here in Calgary. Andrew, you're also representing yourself.
That's right. I'm here for myself today, and I'm seeing Fast Pitch this year. I'm a previous winner of Fast Pitch. And so I'm here as Andrew Fung today to chat about it.
And that's not a baseball game, is it?
No, it is not.
All about
It
Fast
would be
Pitch
fun
later on.
Yeah.
Dave Hughes is sitting right beside you as well too. How do you know Dave?
I met him today. I met him literally. I met him in the bathroom.
Way back.
Wait a minute.
There. And but you're involved in this as well, right?
Yep. I'm a coach with Fast Pitch, second year in a row.
Yeah, you're also with Imperial Oil as well too.
Yes.
We should ask him about gas prices. Maybe that's on another
I'm
show.
here for SVP.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay. Well, before we get into our panelists and talk about what is trending this morning, let's just find out what our weather is like this morning, because this morning it was not as beautiful as it was yesterday, but still we can accept that. How about this? Today is going to be a bit of a carryover from yesterday. A lot of wind yesterday.
It was ridiculous.
And you say that from Lethbridge.
Lethbridge was bad.
Yeah.
This was crazy.
Well, the wind will come from the northwest, gusting to 57 kilometers an hour. We're only expecting about a high of 7 degrees today. Tonight, though, the wind does stick around. There is, and as much as it pains me to say this, a small chance of flurries.
You know, it was chilly this morning even when I started the car.
Yeah, well, and tonight, tomorrow, that's tonight, low of 1. Tomorrow, there's a chance of rain again with a high around 6 degrees. But the long range for Friday, sunshine, and a high of 9.
Well, that's great.
But you were the one who brought the wind.
We're not going to put this on me. No.
No, we want to. We definitely want to.
We do. Remember, I'm the one who gave you the gummy bears. So be kind.
I'm not going to own that one, though.
Okay, there's a number of things that are trending this morning. Let's find out from our panelists how they feel about it. This is what's trending now. Starting off with, did you know, Jeanette, today is April Fool's Day?
I think I knew that.
Yeah, and a lot of other people did know that, but some were kind of fooled by some ideas.
That's right, including us, maybe.
There was
Possibly.
there's the one that you and I were talking about this, and panelists, you may have heard about this, McKinley Beach. Has anyone ever been out to the Okanagan, McKinley Beach?
Kelowna.
Dave?
Kelowna.
Yes, they've been in Kelowna.
I have not.
Well, they apparently, what was it? They said they sold the beach?
They said that they sold a big portion of their property to Disney World Resorts. And so there was going to be a Disneyland of the North coming up to Canada.
Yeah.
And all the Canadians can go and enjoy it, I guess, for what, 4 months of the year?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they said it, but then we called them on it.
Oh.
And we said, hey, what's the story? Because we wanted to Skype them this morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they finally chickened out and they said, well, actually, it's an April Fool's joke. Should you be allowed to do it a day before?
I don't think so. No, I think they should have carried it through to today.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Who heard of some April Fool's jokes this morning? Dave, you heard one.
Yeah, I heard on the way here about children being able to drive at 5.
Drive at 5.
The government,
It's an Alberta government program.
That is not the worst thing they've done in the last little while. So I'll take that.
Maybe it's those farm kids. Those farm kids learn to drive.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
kids are
Yeah.
incredible.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. They drive tractors at 10, right?
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just cannot support that.
This is from Mike. Mike's bloggity blog. He's going to love this. Allison Redford, Danielle Smith are rumored to be competing in the next Amazing Race.
Together or against each other?
Oh, that would be good too.
True or not true? What do we think?
Well, it's not true, but it sounds amazing.
Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be so
watch.
much fun.
Would you
the
watch?
conversation.
I just want them to
I would
implode.
watch that.
But I think they would work together really well for elements of it. because I feel like they'd be like, we gotta do this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They'll
Yes.
look at each other and they'll be like, look me in the
Yes.
eye.
Yeah.
We're gonna climb this.
Yeah.
They'll do it and they'll bicker the whole time. It'll be amazing.
It may still happen.
I hope so.
How about this one? This is from Q107, one of the stations here in town, reporting that NHL Flames Brian Burke has fired Hartley, the head coach of the Flames, and bringing in Tortorella, another famous coach, for the playoffs.
True or not true?
There go the playoffs.
Yeah.
Harley's where he's right now.
Has anyone ever been in that situation where you've been fooled? Let's be real here. Andrew, we'll start with you.
Have I been fooled?
April
you
Fool.
know, personally, there's people on Facebook. You know, you get the sonograms. I'm pregnant. We're getting married. That's I've faked out a couple times there.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad calling them out. Because if they were fools, like you're lying.
Well, yeah,
I don't want
right.
to break that. I don't want to break that barrier, right? But it's happening a lot now, so I'm a little jaded. Like I don't
Yeah.
believe anything today.
Just don't announce anything on April Fool's Day. That's what I think.
So
If
am I.
it's real, just wait till April 2nd.
Isn't it hard to believe anything you read?
Yeah.
I mean, this morning,
Yes.
Jeannette and I were just looking and going, I don't know if this is real or not.
Yeah.
Dave, what happened to you?
Well, Andrew and I were talking this morning about, it was on the radio today that Ricky Ray retired from the Toronto Argonauts and the Stampeders traded Bo Levi Mitchell.
Oh, no.
And I didn't think it was true, and we were debating that. So you start to question everything.
You do.
Yeah.
Absolutely true.
My biggest
Karen?
challenge is April Fool's is my birthday. So I've been the victim
Happy
of
birthday.
many.
Should I give you the
Oh, yeah. Gummies all around.
So
It is your
I've
birthday.
had friends that think that that's the best thing to do on April
Yeah.
Fool's Day is
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
give me presents that have nothing in them. I remember as a kid getting this big box at my birthday party,
Oh, my gosh.
right? And then you open it, and then there's nothing.
There's nothing.
Well, and the truth be told, I mentioned this yesterday on the show, that my wife and my son, this is a true story, are both born on April 1st as well, too.
Wow.
So we've given our son, just try to get him into the spirit of things,
Yeah.
like a roll of toilet paper every now and then.
Yeah.
Last year we gave him a Justin Bieber blanket. He loved it.
So the joke was on you, Dad.
Yeah, I guess
right?
so. This leads us to our trending poll question this morning. We're asking you, have you ever been caught? Have you ever been caught in an April Fool's joke? Now think about it. Here are your options. Do women love shoes? I'll never admit it, or not with my spidey senses. Post your answer on Twitter or Facebook, and you'll find a link to our trending poll question. We'll have the results for you as the hour progresses. Have you been caught?
You know, not really. Not in maybe just a little news blips or whatever, but there's never been a real major prank played on me.
Yeah.
It's not my birthday, so maybe that's why.
Well, be warned.
Have you been caught?
Yes.
What is
I have been caught, and it was embarrassing because you're full of vigor and thinking that could never happen. How could they even say something like that? Hey, honey, and she looks at me and she says, it's April Fool's Day today. Well, this is not a joke. Pac-Man and Google are teaming up. You saw this. You like
I did.
this.
I
want
like
to show you
a
this here.
lot.
Look at this. So, what's the whole premise?
Okay, so believe it or not, this is actually Google Maps. So you go onto Google Maps, you find whatever city, Toronto, Calgary, wherever, and find some streets, find your neighborhood, and you can actually play Pac-Man right down your street.
Well, that sounds like fun.
It does sound like fun.
Does it actually affect your street?
Yeah.
Because that would be great.
Phoenix.
Honey, what is that big yellow thing coming at me? But why not?
and
eh?
we were kind of wondering if this was true or not true.
Yeah. They say back in 2010, panelists, they came up with another Pac-Man idea that wasted a collective 500 years worth of time with people spending on the page. Everybody here is going to jump on this after we're finished.
Pac-Man?
Look at them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who needs to work? We can have some fun on Google.
Yeah, it's a few minutes of fun. Check it out.
Okay.
500
hours.
years of
Yeah.
fun.
500 years.
500 years as a collective.
Collective, right? It's not like one individual. As a team.
Andrew's
it's a team
older
effort.
than we think. Here's another item that is trending this morning. How about Calgary has the least congested traffic? You found this morning.
I found it yesterday. Yeah, and this morning what I found was it's true. It wasn't too bad. And of course, coming from Lethbridge, where my commute is, 7 minutes?
Yeah.
Every day, so now it's 25 minutes.
Ooh, 25 minutes.
But that's, it wasn't, I didn't find it too terrible.
So congested in the sense that as we're driving, there's enough space in between each of us? Really? Really? Come on. I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, it probably means backed up traffic jams. This was actually put together by TomTom, the GPS unit, and they collected data from cities all around the world. And it turns out Calgary is the 7th worst in Canada, which isn't really that bad.
Yeah.
We're behind, I believe, Toronto, Montreal. Vancouver was the worst. I think Vancouver was one of the worst in the world. I think it was 10 or something, whereas Calgary came in as at 101 overall in the entire world.
Well, you all three drove in this morning. How was traffic?
Yeah.
They didn't collect the data on my commute.
I actually read yesterday that on average, it takes an average Calgarian 57 minutes from home to work to commute every day.
Really?
57 minutes.
Yeah, I don't believe
You're
that.
talking about 25?
Yeah.
I think the one thing we
Yeah.
probably have is a shorter rush hour than some of the other cities,
Oh,
but
sure.
rush
Perhaps.
hour, when
Yeah.
it's here, it's here.
Perhaps.
Goes
Or
for a
maybe
longer
there's
period of
just
time.
better system of traffic lights and arteries or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
Take,
times
I
of the
don't
day
know.
where I know if I hit it at a certain time or I leave the office, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or
Right,
you're
so you-
hooped if you leave at
Yeah, that's right.
3:30 or something.
That's right, and I think there's just times you know when to go out in the city.
Yeah.
And I also think it's perception where, like for me, like I'm a Calgary kid born and raised, so I've seen the traffic change, so it bothers me.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
because I'm comparing it to 10, 15 years ago, but I
Right.
think I've been stuck in some jams in other cities around the world. And I'm like, ugh.
Yep.
you gotta do it.
Yeah.
And then introduce the Calgary Stampede. Oh, we all know what that's like when it comes to time to traffic.
That's probably a different story altogether.
I just take the train.
But at least nobody's
Well, the
working.
C-train.
I just
Yeah.
take the C train during
Well,
Stampede.
well, there's the thing. How about taking a bike? Maybe the C
Yeah.
train. And that's another stat I think we were reading about yesterday, is that there's less people in Calgary that do the alternate modes of transportation, like cycle, like the C train, or the bus, or even walk for that matter.
Yeah.
Start walking, Andrew.
I do. I walk.
Do you really?
With my child around the neighborhood, but to get places.
Well, it's funny because
Yeah.
we live in the Northwest, and my husband works down in Quarry Park, and he actually usually takes the C train and then takes the bus. And from a wife's perspective, he's in a way better mood if he takes public transit when he gets home
Oh, are you serious?
Interesting.
eh?
than if he drives,
You know
because
what?
he's not stressed.
They've actually done studies about that
Yeah.
and find that people are in better moods when they take public transportation. I think it's just being around other people.
Well, and
Instead
you're
of
not worrying about the
stuck in your
traffic.
car.
You
Yeah.
can't
You
do
can't
anything
control it.
about it. Yeah.
You can't control it.
Yeah.
I'm here.
And you're on a
Yeah,
time
exactly.
schedule too, so you know that at 7:15 you'll be at the next location.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
7:20 you'll be at the next location.
Exactly.
Right, so we figured, oh well, it's part of it.
Yeah.
Just the
That
schedule.
is very interesting.
Yeah.
Parking's removed too.
Yeah, no
Parking is my big stress.
So why are we doing
Yes.
this more? See, we've got
it's
some
cold
positive
out
things.
this morning.
Dave has an idea.
Yeah, I think the reason I think is if you try to get on a C train in downtown Calgary at 5 o'clock, you can stand there and wait for as train goes by, they're full.
Yeah.
So they're expanding all the platforms. They're going to add a car, which will be a big help. But I think right now it's overloaded in the peak periods.
Feel like a sardine.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, get out there and keep driving. Joining us again on this morning, we have three amazing panelists who are interconnected with SVP. Karen, we've established this. SVP, again, stands for Social Venture Partners, correct?
Exactly.
You are the executive connector.
Yeah, isn't that a fun title?
What's an
I love it.
executive connector?
Well, my role is really, normally in a nonprofit, you're called the executive director. That's not my role. My role is really to facilitate our partners and the nonprofits and the people we work with to meet each other and work together, as opposed to me telling them what to do.
I guess we should ask what SVP really is about.
Yeah, it's an interesting, got an interesting backstory. Maybe you can explain what it is and
Sure.
what they do.
So Social Venture Partners has been around in Calgary for almost 15 years. Was founded in Seattle about 17 years ago. In a nutshell, we're a group of people in Calgary who believe that if we want to make true social change, we've got to do more than just write checks to nonprofits. We actually have to go in there with our talent, our expertise, and our money and help the organizations grow and become stronger so that they can actually do the work that they're already doing well.
So, create social change.
Create social change. How do we make Calgary better?
Interesting.
Right? So it's really looking at business people don't necessarily know the social part of how to make things better. They may not do the feeding the kids.
Yeah.
But business people, when working with those nonprofits, can actually help them perhaps with their computer systems, their IT, their accounting, some way that actually helps that organization do what they do better, stronger, and more efficiently.
So it is connecting.
It is
Literally.
connecting. It's all about connecting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
we're finding that a lot of small businesses, and there's a lot of small businesses that pop up here in Calgary all the time. If there's one key thing that marketers will tell you, is that you've got to be connected.
Absolutely.
And we find that there's a lot of resources. We have coaches and we have examples of great people who've done some amazing things as well too. But we've got to start from somewhere. You're that start.
We are. We are. We are the people who say, bring us your business skills, and we'll connect you with a nonprofit organization that can use those business skills.
And I guess
And we do that in a number of different ways.
Yeah, and that's what makes you different than, say, like writing a check to United Way, where the money gets divvied up to different nonprofits. You're actually connecting the donor or the philanthropist with organizations or businesses that kind of speak to them. Is that correct?
Exactly. So we work with, another thing that makes us unusual is we work with 3 organizations at a time and stay with them for up to 5 years.
Okay.
So we really believe in long-term building, strengthening, and then moving on because they won't need us anymore.
The great thing about SVP as well too is that you have amazing coaches. Dave, how did you connect with Karen?
Actually, a couple of years ago, I got an email from a work colleague who had been involved in the first year of Fast Pitch. He just said, is this something you'd be interested in? And when I read the description, I thought this is really intriguing, very innovative what Fast Pitch does, which is a part of SVP.
Yeah.
And so I signed up for it, and I got hooked pretty quick. I really liked the idea of going beyond writing the checks, being able to take some skills that I think I've developed over my time in industry and work with the nonprofit and help them out with things that they might otherwise not be able to do efficiently themselves. So I enjoyed the experience so much. I think it was at the finals last year. I walked up to Karen and said, sign me up for next year.
Good for you. Good for you.
In the interim, I also became a partner with SVP as well. So it's just a completely unique way of engaging with nonprofits that just captured my interest.
So maybe for the viewers, maybe explain what exactly Fast Pitch is.
Yeah.
Karen, do you want?
Do you want me to do that?
Sure,
Okay.
why not? Well, actually, let's ask Andrew, because Andrew, you were part of this as well too.
Yeah,
I believe you
2
were the
years ago.
first,
I was the first
first
winner,
winner.
of Fast Pitch. And Fast Pitch is it's kind of like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, but with nonprofits and community associations. And we go up in front of a group of judges and we pitch an idea, a project, an event, a social enterprise. And we get 3 minutes to do so, and we're evaluated on those 3 minutes.
Come
that
on.
pitch.
Are you pitching to Karen?
No, we're pitching to a group of judges from the community. So I remember first year Jim Button from Village Brewery was one of the judges.
Fantastic.
I was losing my mind. I look up to that guy so much, and he's there, and
Yeah.
go up, and you get 3 minutes. That's it. Because you go over, you're cut off. You get 3.
Seriously?
Yeah.
The
Karen.
microphone turns off at 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think there's a big countdown,
yeah,
right?
right behind
Big
you.
countdown clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
No pressure.
3 minutes.
And that's where the coaches.
And that's where the coach comes into play, because the coach gets to bring a certain set of skills that nonprofits necessarily don't necessarily have. And the biggest thing my coach brought to me, and I think that you might bring to your teams, is that we use nonprofit lingo. When I say something about the nonprofits or the communities, I expect that you know these things, but people didn't. And he would just stop me and says, I don't know any of the words you just said.
Wow.
This is irrelevant to me.
Wow.
I just sat there and I'm like, you are a jerk. You are right. And it changed the way our organization pitches our projects in everything we've done since. We can't make those assumptions anymore.
Karen, I get an idea that this is tough love,
It is.
but for a positive reason.
It is. It is. And one of the things that Andrew and Dave haven't alluded to yet is that we actually bring in 52 volunteer coaches from the corporate sector. And they worked with 22 organizations this year. And we actually spend 8 weeks coaching them on how to do the pitch. So this isn't Andrew being flung into 3 minutes spontaneously. They prepare for about 8 weeks. Each coach puts in more than 20 hours with their organization, helping them develop a pitch. The thought being that once they leave Fast Pitch, whether they're the winner or not, this organization can say what it does clearly, succinctly, in 3 minutes whether you're in an elevator, a parking lot,
Man.
wherever you are, you can tell your story.
That's amazing.
Does it sound scary to you?
It does. I'm just picturing you up on that stage, the big clock countdown going on behind you, judges, audience members.
I remember when I rolled in, Phoenix, you and I, we've chatted. I have an improv background. I've been an improviser at the Loose Moose Theater since I was 16. So 14 years of improv training. And, I walked in, I was a little confident. I'm like,
Absolutely.
I know what I'm doing here, guys. And it was humbling to be put in my place of my coach, really tweaking my work.
But you were open to learning, though, Andrew.
Yeah.
And that's the key. That's why you did so well.
It helped us. It helped our whole organization. I practiced that speech maybe 300 or 400 times in the car, in the shower, before bed, everywhere.
In fact, you're going to do it for us right now.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Karen Whiteman is the executive connector with SVP. We're going to find out more about our panelists as well coming up and more trending topics. Keeping in mind what is going to be happening in the next few minutes. Starting with in 2 minutes, yes, we will look at our Calgary weather again too. It'll change a little bit, but hopefully for the long weekend, it'll look very, very nice. In 5 minutes, has April Fools caught you yet? And in 8 minutes, putting your best foot forward when it comes to your business plan. This is Trending on Shaw. Open up that package of gummies. Let's start eating. We're back in 2 minutes. Oh, this is gummies. I love gummies. Welcome back to Trending on Shaw. It's Phoenix and it's Jeannette Rocher who's joining us from Lethbridge. We were just all laughing here because we all have kids. What surprised a lot of people, though, is that you have a 15-year-old, as I eat my gummies,
Yeah.
you have a 15-year-old, and everybody said, wow, that's incredible. And I said, well, yeah, she's 83.
Yeah.
So-
and then I said, April Fools.
But you really have a 15-year-old.
He's turning 15, yes.
I
the end of the
know.
month.
I know.
Look at this lady.
Okay, well, the people whose minds are being
Thank you.
blown on our panel this morning include Karen Whiteman, who's the executive connector with SVP. Also, Andrew Fung, who is the Youth Central guy.
Yeah.
You're a guy there.
Yeah, I work at Youth Central.
That's great stuff, man. And Dave Hughes, who is a coach, also works for Imperial Oil. No, we're not going to ask him about the oil prices as much as we'd love
although
to.
we should.
But we're not.
He might not give us a serious answer today, though, right?
We're enjoying some gummies here, and we'd love to share a gummy with this young lady as well, too. Her name is Jacqueline Tyler. She's the communications manager at the Palliser, Fairmont Palliser. Hey, good morning, young lady.
Phoenix, hello.
I hope you like gummies.
Do I like gummies? I'm going to put this one in. Here we go.
Yeah, we have gummies, like gummy bears, we have gummies here for you if you like.
Oh, we have jelly beans. I think we have 40 pounds of jelly beans in our Palliser rabbit patch here.
Well, I'm heading right over there
Did you say
after.
40 pounds?
40 pounds, and this took 140 hours from our in-house pastry team to create. This is do you see the chocolate sculpture here?
Yes.
For festive Easter, yeah.
Yeah, we also see that lady in the background just staring at you, too. You're a very curious sort. Okay, so is it true, 100 years, the birthday at Fairmont Palliser?
Yes, June 1st, 2014 marked the 100th anniversary of the Fairmont Palliser. So we've been hosting different festivities throughout the year and just, honoring our centennial and just looking forward to the next century of welcoming the world.
My goodness. Are you playing any April Fool's jokes today that we should be aware of?
Well, I thought I was talking to Santa Claus here. I thought I was calling the North Pole.
Okay, Easter's coming up. Share with us what's going on over there at the Fairmont Palliser.
Well, we're just hopping in excitement here as Easter is going to be the place to be at the Fairmont Palliser. We have an event every hour, it seems, where on April 5th, we'll start with our Easter brunch in the lobby here. It's going to be a lobby-wide buffet, and families are going to be enjoying the food and beverage and pastry delights in our Crystal Ballroom. So we have Easter brunch, which is nearly sold out, Phoenix. And
I'll get on it. Trust me, I'll get on it.
Wow.
And our pastry team's pretty much working 24 hours a day right now to prep all the desserts to share with the community. And then we have our afternoon tea offering for the the ladies who are interested in just spending a few hours together offline, socializing in person, and the time-honored tradition of afternoon tea is a great way to spend Easter in the afternoon. And then in the Oval Room, which is just off the Crystal Ballroom, we will have our Easter Sunday dinner brunch buffet, or dinner buffet.
And Jacqueline, how is this something that everybody can you can bring the kids, you can bring the family? How kid friendly is this? Is there going to be An egg
It's
hunt
gonna
or
be-
anything?
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Organized chaos. We're expecting about 400 individuals in the morning, and there's going to be children's activities like cookie decorating. There's going to be an Easter egg hunt throughout the castle with prizes, a draw for Death by Chocolate moving forward. We're going to just make it as much fun as we can. You know, it looks to be a beautiful weekend, and yeah, we're very excited to show off our team's skills and create some memories.
I think I know where I'm going to be on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Phoenix.
I'm looking forward to that organized chaos. Jacqueline Tyler, Communications Manager at the Fairmont Palliser. Thanks for the time this morning and joining us on the Skype video call. And save me a seat. I'll bring my family. This sounds fantastic.
Yes, we look forward to welcoming everyone. Thanks, Phoenix.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Take care of
Bye.
yourself.
Bye.
All right, there's a number of other things that are trending this morning. Let's ask our panelists to jump in on this. And let's start off with a beatnik bus in Calgary. Because you're 83 years old, you understand what beatnik is all about.
Well,
Well, she's 83. Who knew?
why not, right? I mean, if food trucks can do it, why can't beatniks?
Yeah.
We can have a mobile. So what it is I guess it's a mobile record store,
yeah.
right?
Dave
Sounds
has to,
interesting.
Well, let's Dave explain what a record is.
It's a round thing that you play on a record player, round bigger than a CD.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you mean Laserdisc? Oh,
Ah.
got it. Yeah,
Oh, and it's black,
other
not
side.
silver.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is they have this bus that's going to pull up, and they're going to actually, again, is it true or not? Part of me is thinking this is April Fool's
It's
Day.
hilarious if it
I don't
is.
know. It's a cool idea, though,
Sure.
if it's true. But the bus is full of records.
Couldn't you see like National Music Center doing something like that during the spring, summer
Right on
months?
the money.
All the festivals.
Wouldn't that be something?
You know, and just for me, like one of the things that's lost over the last 10 years of digital music is the idea of owning an album. You know, I just run out to the store and buy.
Yeah,
a
and
CD,
touching that vinyl.
reading
right?
the liner
Yeah.
notes,
And the
so
scratching and the skipping.
I think that's something they want to do. There's book buses, there's bookmobiles.
Yeah.
This is kind of that same idea, and I imagine we'll partner up with local musicians to have mobile concerts,
That's
Yeah.
exactly the whole
pop-up
plan.
venues.
I think there's some people from the younger generation that have actually never even held a record or know how a record player works.
It's coming in
this would
vogue
be
again,
kind
though,
of-
isn't it? Have you noticed that? Records
Yeah,
are coming back.
it is. It's totally, yes.
Like Luke's
Yeah.
down in Bridgeland carries it now, and I think the idea that a young person
Yeah.
discovers his record is pretty cool, and they're buying old records. That's what makes
Yes.
me excited about
Yes.
this generation, right?
And are they also carrying record players?
Are they also carrying? them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. Urban Outfitters sells portable ones, little boxes. There's little ones. There's a Fisher Price one. And I was at Recordland not too long ago, and a guy had like a little portable one. He would put the record on, listen to it right then and there, and then he would decide whether or not he wanted it.
Come on.
He's a young guy.
I was
cool.
reading somewhere yesterday that some of the cars back in 1956 to 1957, I don't know if it was Chevys or whatnot, the cars actually came with record players.
Really? Can you imagine going down a gravel road?
Yeah, you talk about distracted driving. Oh, on a gravel road. Your first album. What was your first album? Think back now. Think back a couple of years. You're thinking, Karen, aren't you? Did you buy records?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
It was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was probably a compilation of like one of those 80s hits, or I guess it would be.
K-Tel.
Yeah, K-Tel, something like that. It was probably one of those.
I remember those.
It's nostalgic, but I think this is going to be great. You know, for those young kids who are going, oh, it's a record, but for those, who are not so young, going in there and saying, oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this, the feel and the scratching and.
Yeah.
Anyway, the plan is to open in front of the Reclaimed Trading Company, which is in Ramsey, this Saturday. So you can see this big bus pull up.
And is it literally going to be mobile? Like it's going to go around Calgary?
I
It's gonna
guess so.
have-
I'm not sure the whole intent.
I'm picturing big speakers on it, like
Yeah.
It'll be like the ice cream
blasting.
truck.
There should be a dance floor on the top of it.
It'd be like the Partridge Family bus. There you go.
That's dating us.
What's the Partridge Family, Dad?
I have no idea
right.
what Phoenix is talking about.
Yeah, okay.
No idea.
So let's talk about something from the past, but something that's actually in the future. I can't believe this whole idea of a laptop for $150.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, Google Chrome is just coming out. They're
Yeah.
calling it laptop on a stick. It's their latest little
What a
thing.
crazy idea.
So, yeah.
It sounds cheap.
It's becoming more and more
You know.
common, it seems, right? Like, remember when cell phones first came out, how they were like $1,000, $1,200? Now you can.
And they were this big.
Yeah, they were huge.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
They're still $1,000.
Yeah, but they're just tinier now.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Some of them,
Yeah.
not all
Yeah,
of them.
you're right,
But
you're right.
I think, maybe laptops kind of taking that same.
I think it's like a niche market. I think it's serving a niche market. Because for me, when I was reading about it, I was like, this could actually be kind of cool because you could hook it up to your TV. And for me, I would maybe stream a movie. I'd run it off there. I'd watch YouTube on the TV. Or there's just nights where I'm just like editing and stuff, and I might put it on there.
But have we gotten to the point now where laptops are not really that popular anymore? We got the iPads. I don't need a laptop.
Can't replace a laptop.
Wait, see, now you're starting to like nostalgia kind of guy, saying we don't need. Why do we need record players?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying you don't need it. That serves a purpose. That's a niche. But I challenge that cannot replace a laptop.
Until it does, right?
I was doing some online shopping last night, and I was on my iPad. And I'm like, I gotta get off. I gotta go on the laptop because I gotta make sure I'm ordering the right things.
Wow. Well, they're now $150.
Yeah, there you go. Jump on it, man.
Order one on your laptop.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, Google launched the Chromebook back in 2012, sold it for $200, so it's obviously something going on. The screen is only like 11 inches. It's a small little screen.
Yeah.
You have to have tiny little fingers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
2 gigs of RAM.
They're a niche market because they're not the best computers.
Yeah.
Like I had one, I bought one for a little bit of traveling, and it's like typing on like a sandbag. It's like they're just not the best.
Typing
but
on a sandbag.
They're good enough for what you need it to be. Internet.
Another thing that is trending this morning, and congratulations to our good friend Liberty. She was here. She is a makeup artist. She's a fashion consultant.
Yes.
She's fantastic. She has a
Beautiful
new
lady.
website. Oh, absolutely. She has a hashtag. It's called That's My Sister. She and her sister are so excited to share with you the products that they have. And here's their site right here. It's called She and Her. Now, Liberty's the one on the left. We've had her on before. And she gives you some advice, some fashion advice, some makeup advice. Karen, do you like this idea?
I think it's kind of fun, and just I love the 7 days, 7 looks in terms of clothing, so you can see what
Nice.
exactly,
Yes.
some ideas of what you could wear, that kind of thing.
I don't know if I'd look good in a skirt though. See, Tuesday you've got to wear a skirt.
I don't know. I think you could pull it off, maybe.
Would you want one of these sites for men?
Yes, I'm so glad, Andrew, you said that. I'm going to send Liberty an email and say, look,
And it'd be-
I would like an idea for men.
And it would be called his and he or something.
Yeah.
Like instead of
Yeah.
she
I
and her.
struggle. I struggle. If my wife's not around, I'm struggling. Does this go? Is this a thing?
She
Yeah.
dress you every morning.
Not every morning, but we have decided on the outfits I will use this week.
I see.
I like this. They call it Sat Her Day. Sat Her Day.
Sat
Get it
her
clever?
day.
The website again is Liberty with 2 E's, liberty.ca, and we just want to give her a little plug and say congratulations, girl. We're really excited for you, and we need a guy idea because guys
Yeah.
would look.
Yeah.
I think they would look.
Monday's Man Day.
I like
Yeah,
that.
the fresh start to the week.
Yeah. Another item that is trending this morning, and again, it's one of those, as you said earlier, do we believe it or not?
Yeah.
Because it is April Fool's Day today. But here's the thing. I got this email about a half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago.
Okay.
Katrina LeMay Doan, an amazing Olympian over in 2002 Olympics, I believe,
Yeah.
just breaking records like nobody's business. She lives here in Calgary. The announcement is that she wants to have a comeback.
Wow.
She wants to come back, do the Olympic thing again after 10, 11, 12 years. She's a mama now.
Right.
Okay, are we believing this?
Again, anytime you
know-
want to announce something serious, don't do it on April 1st.
Yeah, and boy, isn't that, and it says here too
We'll have to
that
wait and see tomorrow, I guess.
in the release that they sent to me, they said currently in Toronto, which is the Pan Am Games are happening in June, that she's going, which is 100 days away from now, she's actually going to compete. It's like, I don't know. Do we believe
Yeah,
this?
you want to believe it,
I
right?
wanna believe
Yeah.
it.
Is there speed skating in the Pan Am Games?
Well,
in
see,
June?
and that's the thing that throws me off too.
Yeah.
Like,
Good
so is she
one,
going to
Karen.
be in cycling? I mean, what is she? She's going to. I don't.
Well, it says skating. It says, and it's the Olympic Oval director.
Yeah. So-
it's skating. It's just too far removed.
Isn't it
from-
though?
is.
It's not like 'cause
Yes.
Michael Phelps did it,
The swimming,
announced it,
yeah.
and he said he retired from me. He's like a couple years later, I want to come back. That makes sense. This is 10 years away, right? And this is like a legitimate sport. This isn't pro wrestling, right? Which is sports entertainment.
That's right.
You come back. This is a legitimate Olympic sport. So I don't see it being
Yeah, it's
true.
that April Fool's Day. You're right. It's April Fool's.
Yeah.
You wonder about that. By the way, that's our trending poll question this morning. We're asking you if this is actually, has it happened to you? The question, have you ever been caught in an April Fool's joke? At this point, most of you, nobody is saying they'll admit it. It's a split between do women love shoes or not with my spidey senses. I've been caught, I admit it. You can still place your vote. Just go to our Twitter or Facebook page and you'll find the link to our trending poll. Just go to Trending on Shaw. You admit you've been caught though, eh?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You know one guy who's not afraid to share how he feels and the things he does is Andrew Fung. It's this guy
You're
right here.
You're right.
Okay, so we established this. First of all, Andrew, you were involved with Youth Central.
That's right.
Are you still involved with them?
I am still involved with them.
Okay.
I still work for them, yeah.
Explain Youth Central first and foremost.
With Youth Central, we get young people volunteering. We want young people to have a voice in our community. We want them to be at the table. So we anywhere youth are, we are volunteering, community events, and at the table with the mayor. So we want them everywhere.
Yeah,
We
smart.
feel that if young people are engaged in our community, if they are a part of the conversation, we'll create vibrant communities, right? And we want young people to have a voice. So we work hard at that.
That's awesome.
You decided to get involved with SVP, which again is Social
Venture Partners. Yeah.
Explain that route.
Well, because
you're busy with Youth Central.
Yeah.
You're a busy guy. You do a little improv shtick.
Yeah.
And then you figure, hey.
Well, they've funded Youth Central in the past. There was an entrepreneur who came and helped us and gave us some money and was there for us for many years. And that program is very successful now. And then they kind of had this idea of doing a fast pitch. And then as an office, as a team, we're like, we can do that. We can do really well at that. And every nonprofit, every organization needs money because you're pitching for money, but you're also pitching for support. Because we got $25,000 as well in partial cash, but also services. And so that's what you're pitching for. And we needed it, we wanted it, and it was a great opportunity to get our name out there.
That pitch that he's speaking of,
Yes.
we have a little clip of you doing that pitch.
Yes.
You do? I didn't know it
Yes.
existed.
Can we show that, guys? Here, take a look. This is Andrew Fung pitching. Go ahead.
Program Director of Youth Central. Youth Central has worked in the Calgary community for over 20 years. Have you ever been given the opportunity to make an impact? Those opportunities and experiences have made you who you are. At Youth Central, we give youth opportunities to volunteer.
Okay, so where are you? Which stage are you
I
on?
was Stampede, the Boys Theater. This was the first year, and I was stressing out, freaking out.
That clock is so intimidating.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the clock behind you,
Yeah.
right?
That's the clock. That's
And from
the
what I've been
countdown
told,
clock.
what I've been told from people, because I'd never seen the whole clip, is I said I ended on 0, and I had timed it in my mind so much. I had done it with the stopwatch so many times that I had hit it, and I was worried that as an improv guy getting on stage, I'd be like interacting and stopping, and I just committed to it as best I could.
All it takes is a little blip of the mouth, and
yeah.
you're off by
Wow.
half a second or something.
We also have a video question for you as well, too. So have a look and have a listen. This is for Andrew.
This question is for Andrew. How has this experience changed your organization in the way it communicates, or has it?
Changes ever since that wonderful moment on stage.
I think the simplest answer is that it's made us become more efficient in how we promote our message. And we want to really simplify what message we get out to people and make everyone understand. You know, and as an organization, we really had to open it up. We had to open it up to anyone that would be interested in our cause. Sometimes you go after certain people. We're like, no, we're going to change that. We want to go after everyone now. We want to go after everyone in Calgary. So it made us redefine our messaging a little bit. We went back and changed our mission statement, reworded it, and how we promote ourselves in the community. So I think that was the biggest thing. It wasn't just a one-time thing. We just didn't walk away and say, oh, well, we did fast pitch. We changed everything afterwards, even our print materials. We would write it and we would read it and be like, you know what? Who's going to understand this outside of us and other nonprofits? Will regular people in Calgary who aren't connected to this, will the guy who works a 9-to-5 job welding understand this? So that's what we have to do.
And that was all thanks to your coaching through SVP.
The coach I hated so much.
Do you hear that, Dave?
Yeah.
I wasn't his coach.
Dave is a fast
If he was, he would have handled it differently.
You know, it's interesting though, because I've heard other pitchers have similar comments about the experience going through fast pitch and how difficult it was and how aggravating it was when they were constantly being told by their coach, you can't say that, you have to cut this out. But at the end of it all, looking back, completely worth it. I mean, it put them in a better place. So I think that's a common sentiment going through the program. Because it's tough.
It's tough love.
Yeah.
But when what comes out the other end, I mean, even from my experience, seeing what you see on the first day to what you see in the finals, you wouldn't recognize the folks.
Well,
the
Karen,
transition.
even though, I mean, obviously there was one winner, but there were some that, obviously there was a lot of people that were not winners. They still get a lot of benefit out of this.
Yeah, and it's been really interesting for us because we'd never done it before the year Andrew did it. So they were, I call them unintended consequences.
There you go.
And what we found is that there were organizations whose coaches joined their boards, who continued to volunteer with them, who helped them get other funding. There were organizations that ended up working together and they found that they had complementary programs.
Jeez.
And started working together.
Yeah, yeah.
And it really became this real feeling of camaraderie.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes Fast Pitch really unique. And both Andrew and Dave have seen that, where we use a peer coaching process.
Yeah.
In other words, Andrew would pitch to a group of his colleagues who he was competing against, as well as their coaches, and everyone offers constructive feedback. So we hear each other's pitches and learn and build together. And so by the end of it, you've been through, as Andrew said, hell together.
Right.
And that builds a rapport among everyone. So by the end of it, everybody's cheering for everyone else and wanting everyone to succeed.
Sounds like you have to have tough, like really thick skin on both ends though through the process.
Yeah, I
right?
think
'Cause
that's true.
Everyone's hating on the coaches, and the coach is like.
As a coach too, you have to recognize that that's their baby, that's their passion, it's their life.
You're right.
So at the end of the day, it's your pitch, and we're just coaches. That's what we are. We're not bosses. We're saying here's what we think you should do or what you should consider. But at the end of the day, you're the one who's up there for 3 minutes. You have to get your message across. So it works both ways.
Someone who wants to make a pitch, what advice would you give them?
Strip it down. Get down to what people really need to know. Spend enough time on all the aspects of the pitch, and slow down. Slow down. Some people get really wrapped up in stories. They don't explain the project or program well enough, and then sometimes they flip it the other way. Spend equal amounts of time. Every word has to have a reason.
Has to mean.
Has to mean something.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I was putting in words, and my coach said, why do you have this sentence in? You've already explained it. I'm like, oh man, you're right.
Yeah.
I've already said it. So every word means something. You only have 3 minutes, and that flies by.
Sounds like coaching that everybody could use almost.
That's deserving of a gummy.
Yeah.
Here, help yourself to a gummy.
Let's do it. Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Some
so
great example, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was delicious. It's one of the soft ones.
Andrew Fung is part of Youth Central and making a great example of what fantastic Calgarians there are here in this city, and you're just one of them, sir. Thank you very much. There's a number of things that are coming up in the next little bit, and starting with, yes, after the break, more about the Fast Pitch program, poll results, and Brad Pitt in studio. This is live, and this is trending on Shaw.
One of the
Welcome back to Trending on Shaw. Quick check of our weather. Looks like this, a carryover from yesterday. Yes, a lot of wind from the northwest, gusting up to 57 clicks an hour with a high of 7 degrees tonight. The wind will stick around. Small chance of some flurries. Oh, I know, I said flurries. A low of 1 is what we're expecting tomorrow. A chance of rain with a high of 6. A long range for Friday, though. Some sunshine at 9 degrees. As you can see, we have some cloud, some sun, and a high of 5 at this point. I shouldn't say a high of 5, but 5 degrees. That's our check of weather here today.
right.
It's Phoenix, by the way, and this is Jeannette Rocher,
Hello.
who is part of our Lethbridge contingent.
Got it.
It's a great place out there. I'd like to visit that shop.
It's windier in Calgary these days than Lethbridge. So I think you guys are right. Maybe it did follow me up here.
Stay here as long as you want.
I will.
There you go.
Thanks, Phoenix.
All right.
All right, so joining us this morning, we have a lovely panel of guests. We've got Karen Whiteman, who's the executive connector.
Yes.
The executive connector of SVP, which stands for Social Venture Partners.
That's right.
And we've also got Andrew Fung joining us this morning. He's the director of Youth Central. And you are also the first winner of Fast Pitch, which is which is an SVP program.
Yeah.
He's a
And-
poster child.
Poster
There you
child.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The possibilities of Fast Pitch.
And Andrew would not have won that without some great coaching. We
right.
do have a coach here. Now, Dave was not Andrew's coach, unfortunately, but Dave Hughes joining us from Imperial Oil, and you are a Fast Pitch coach, and we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Let's jump right into it right now.
Yes. Okay.
Why become a coach?
Well, like I said earlier, when I first got asked if I'd be interested, I was just intrigued by the idea. It was really unique and innovative, and the thought of being able to maybe bring some of the skills I've been working for 25 years. Hopefully I've developed some skills in that 25 years and be able to bring them to an organization that maybe can benefit from them was very, very attractive to me. And then having gone through it the first time, it was more than I expected. So it's a very satisfying thing to do. Like we talked about writing checks, but this is a lot more than that.
Now, I was under the impression that most of the coaches have to be some sort of communications experts. You're saying it's actually not true.
No, we have coaches from all different industries, all different backgrounds. We have, this is Calgary, there's a lot of oil people there, but they not necessarily engineers, there's accountants. We have some people who work in nonprofit as coaches as well. So it's as varied a background as you can imagine.
And you yourself are an engineer,
yes.
Correct? That's amazing.
Well, the good news is we have a video question for you, maybe bad news too. So have a look and have a listen. This question is for you, Dave.
Everybody is so busy in Calgary these days. Why are you giving up all this time to coach a nonprofit?
Why are you giving up time? Do you look at this as giving up time?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's actually more like I think it's investing time. I think it really comes down to thinking about what's important, and getting involved in this. I thought it was important to kind of give back to community that's been very good to me and my family, and but I also get a lot out of it as well. And working with an organization like this that has taken such a unique approach to philanthropy, which I think is so effective. It's actually made me want to spend more time doing it, and I have been increasing my involvement a little bit. So it's something that is important to me. And the other thing with Fast Pitch is the way the program's designed is it is relatively spread out. It's about a 3-month process every other week. So it's not, that helps. I mean, it's not like you're investing your 30 hours all in 1 week. That helps a little bit with people with busy schedules.
How much research do you have to do on your nonprofit before you sit down with them? Or you sit down and they tell you everything?
It's a bit of both. Karen lets us know a little bit ahead of the first meeting who we've been paired up with, and then I would just hop on the internet and look at whatever information's available on their website. But a lot of the information comes from the first time you sit down with the individual who we call the pitcher for the nonprofit, and a lot of conversations over subsequent weeks. And you really get a sense of their passion and what they're really about and what message they really want to.
So Dave gives you a call, Karen.
Yep.
He says, "Hey, I heard about this program. I'd love to be a coach. Do you have a screening process?"
Yeah, he has to have coffee with me.
Oh, stop it. Come on, there's got to be more, because a guy like Andrew wants to make sure that the guy who's coaching him knows what he's doing. Like when you talked to Dave,
yes.
and you had a one-on-one, you had coffee with Dave.
Yeah.
What was it about Dave that you said, this is a guy I need to have on our team?
I think the most important attribute in a coach is wanting to help the nonprofit and bringing the vision of what the community is looking for. Because really, our biggest challenge is telling the story to the engineer, to the accountant. So if you have a coach who's an engineer or an accountant or a lawyer, they're going to offer feedback on what matters to them. And so that's really where the connection starts. So we're looking for people who are articulate, they're intelligent. They don't have to have a marketing or communications background, because like Dave said, if an organization wants him to give them money, then how are they going to appeal to the engineer? We're not going to talk, as Andrew said, nonprofit talk. We're going to talk engineer talk. And so that's really part of the power of it.
It's a smart idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I get to choose, by the way? So if I'm a candidate like Andrew was, do I get to choose if I want Dave or Tom or Sally?
Well, it's actually the opposite.
Really?
I actually send a list out to all the people who want to coach of all the organizations that are going to be participating, and ask them to pick which organizations they would like to coach. And they number them 1 to 5, and we match them up with one of those top 5 organizations, because I honestly believe that if you're going to coach, you should coach something that you have some passion for, some excitement about. Definitely. And I don't know what your life is. We had one young guy who said, I want to work with this organization because they work with kids with learning disabilities. I said, okay. Well, turns out that he had a learning disability and was able to overcome it. And that's why he had a passion for that. So I think in order to really get people excited about things, let's ask them what their passion is and then see if we can fill that.
Makes sense.
Who are you coaching?
Knight's Cabin.
Okay, you explain that for us.
A young lady named Lisa Boulanger started Knight's Cabin a little while ago, a few years after the death of her close friend. She died from cancer. And what she does is she runs retreats out in Canmore, focused on health and wellness for cancer survivors. And she is a highly educated lady who has brought the science into it as well. There's a lot of research out there. I mean, everybody knows that exercise is good for you. But what I've learned and what she's trying to teach too is that it's got direct impacts on people who are recovering from cancer, how they recover, their chances of relapse, that sort of thing. So it's a bit of a combined, there's a scientific approach to it, but it's also a very personal approach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dave, it's great to have you on set as well, too. This is it's quite an effort. Ideas for this year. Folks, jump in. Ideas for this year. What are some of them? Are you still involved, Andrew, to some degree?
I am involved. I'm emceeing this year.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so I get to see all the pitches for the first time. Really excited about it.
And it's coming up soon, April 16th.
April 16th.
Next Fast Pitch competition.
So Karen, give us a quick snapshot of some of the ideas. We have about a minute and a half.
The organizations that we have
Yes.
everything from a yoga organization that gives yoga for kids who are ill, like Alberta Children's Hospital. We have somebody who renovates homes for people who are immobilized. Dave, help me here.
Yeah, well, and there's performing arts for disadvantaged youth. There's an organization looking at street people and particularly bottle pickers and how they can help them with mobile recycling centers, that sort of thing. You can't believe the breadth of
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
the nonprofits to get
So
involved.
interesting.
So who will win? Give us both a snapshot of what you are really focusing in when you hear someone like Andrew pitch for 3 minutes. What are you focusing on?
I'm really glad you asked that, because a lot of people think that just because you're a great speaker means that you're going to win.
Sure.
And in fact, the judges and the audience, 'cause the audience will get to vote as well, have 3 criteria that they look at. One is, how innovative is the idea? Is it
Let me
unique?
write this down. Innovative. Okay.
Is everyone
Good.
else doing
Innovative,
that?
yeah.
The second one is impact. Are you actually making a change in society? Whether it's a small change or a big change, are you making a change? And then only a third of the mark is actually the presentation itself.
And that's something.
Wow.
So we really want people to think about all those 3 aspects. So it's not just a beauty contest, although Andrew is quite beautiful. It was also the fact that his pitch had innovation and impact in it as well. And as I said, we're going to have text voting for the audience, so they will be judging on the same criteria.
And how many participants will be taking part in
We've got
this?
12 pitchers will be pitching that night in front of 3 judges.
Oh.
There'll
They
be
have a tough job.
a judges
Wow.
award,
They do.
and there's an audience award, most innovative award, and a coaches award.
Excellent.
My goodness. It's great to have you all 3 here and talk about an amazing program. Again, April 16th, Mount Royal University, Wright Theatre. Show up at, starts at 5:30, presentations start at 6:30.
Yes,
I got that
tickets
right?
at fastpitchcalgary.com.
There you go. Today's trending poll, we asked you this morning about, well, it is April Fool's today. Have you ever been caught in an April Fool's joke? All of us admit that, yes, we probably have. But for the most part, 50% of you are saying the same. Do women love shoes? So apparently,
Apparently
this is a day
lot
that
of people have.
That's why you keep hearing all these
Oh,
things
yeah.
happen all the same
I
time.
guess that's true. It just perpetuates, and year after year, it just
Yeah.
becomes a fun thing to do.
And speaking of one of those April Fool's ideas as well, too, was this one called the selfie shoe? The selfie shoe. What's the selfie shoe, you ask? Have a look, have a listen.
Getting that perfect photo is now more important than ever. Selfie sticks have helped get a better shot, but at the inconvenience of carrying it. At Ms. Moose, we understand the importance of looking great without giving up comfort.
The selfie stick is a great solution to a problem, but in turn, it has created a new problem. This was the opportunity for Ms. Moose to create an even greater solution.
Introducing the selfie shoes. No matter where you go, you'll always be camera ready. Just insert your phone into the port, raise it to the perfect angle, and click the internal button with the tap of your toe to take the photo.
To get the best range of angles, we have also added a docking port on each shoe, so you can get a photo from either your right or your left shoe.
It looks very
Great
awkward.
thing about the selfie shoes is you no longer need to
There's a
use your
fast
arm.
pitch idea right there.
No.
Are free to be
Yeah. I can't get over how awkward that looks. Like you'd have to be good at
But
yoga
you know
or
what?
something.
I love the idea. As ridiculous as it may
In a
sound.
man style, though, right? Those were all.
In a man style, well, duh.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
really cool.
That will
Well,
be made this year. That will be a Kickstarter.
It has to be.
Someone will make
Somebody
it.
somewhere has
I'm
to.
thinking April Fool's joke.
April 16th, it's 15 days from now, Mount Royal University at the Wright Theater. The Social Innovation Fast Pitch will be happening. Karen, Andrew, Dave, thank you all for being here this morning. Some great information. There's a lot more Calgarians that are looking for some great ideas and ways to pitch it. This is how you do it. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me this morning, by
You
the
are
way.
so welcome. Thank you for the gummies, Phoenix.
You have to have them finished by tomorrow.
They're soft and they're,
I know.
they smell so good.
You here tomorrow?
I am.
Good stuff. We'll
I
see you
am.
tomorrow as well,
You
too.
haven't scared me away yet.
Live, this is Trending on Shaw. Not yet. More gummy.